Hi, gang. It's Prep Rebel here. So I'm just throwing this in here. Um, if you've been watching my garden redo series, um, each one of those 4 foot beds took me about 4.5 hours each to complete. And then I added a 4 foot, or pardon me, a 6 foot by 3 foot bed that is 17 inches tall, same as the other ones. Um, and I'll show you that in the next video. But that one took me probably 5.5 hours to complete because I had to build it from scratch. Now, all four of those beds, so 4, 8, 12, and 6 is 18 feet. Um, that gave me an extra. I thought it was about 75 square feet. It's about 65 square feet extra, plus the livestock trough, which is now full and planted with potatoes. And that gives me a whole lot more growing media that I can use to grow vegetables. So vegetables and flowers, edible flowers and edible greens that are grown anywhere all over in the woods and stuff like that. So that's all going to be in there. Plus, now I have 16 grow bags, everywhere from 15, 15 gallons to 5 gallons. So I have about five 15 gallons, five 10 gallons, and six 5 gallon bags, something like that, plus a couple extras. Now, those are going to be augmented along the sides of where my raised garden beds are. And those raised garden beds are going to be mostly vegetables, but there are going to be some flowers in there as well. And what I'm going to do is create a couple of trellis systems in each of those, in a couple of those gardens, not all of them, but in a couple of them. And those are going to grow my potatoes, or not, sorry, not my potatoes, but my tomatoes, my beans, and my peas. And in the big bed that I just built, the 6 foot by 3 foot by 4 foot, or 6 foot by 3 foot by 17 inches. That's the one. That's going to be corn and peas and squash. So that's the one on the far end of the deck down towards the yard. The horse trough that I put in, that's all potatoes, and that's going to be three different types of potatoes. That's going to be the russets, the Yukon Golds, and I believe these reds are Norland Reds or Pontiac Reds. Either one of that species. So I'm looking forward to a huge potato uh, harvest this year with that. The soil that I used for all of these beds, um, and including redoing my other beds saved me 8, 16, saved me 45 gallons of soil. 45 gallons of soil that I created in the last couple of years. And I amended them this year. I amended them every year. And those 45 gallons of soil are going to go into my grow bags. Now, in each of my grow bags on the bottom, what I've done is I've added 2 to 3 inches of really good mulch. And I did this for a reason. I did this to keep the moisture in the bag so that it doesn't dry out as bad as last year and the year before. The last 2 years, those grow bags grew potatoes, but I had to constantly water them because they were always dried out. I got a lot of potatoes, but I also had to water them 2 to 3 times a day. So, it was kind of crazy because um, I was always out there watering, and even watering in times of the day when it was not really advisable to water because the temperature was so hot. But at least they were potatoes. And believe it or not, I got 100 pounds of potatoes out of just those grow bags. And I only had 12 of them at the time last year. I've added a few more this year, and I am looking forward to seeing, instead of potatoes in those bags, I'm looking forward to seeing greens and other vegetables and flowers that will keep the bugs away. But you'll also notice in my gardens this year that I have created a little system that I found online through YouTube. Uh, I can't quite remember where, but uh, those solo cups that we all use for planting our seedlings and stuff. There's red, there's blue, there's orange, there's brown, there's gray, you name it, whatever color you want to call it. But I found some yellow ones, and yellow is a bright color. Now, yellow solo cups, what I've done, and I'll show you this in one of my next videos. These are yellow solo cups, like the full-size solo cups. And what I've done is I've screwed them down onto a stake, and I'm going to put them in the gardens when I get my planting going. And I'm going to cover them with a very fine, um, very fine dusting or painting of honey. Now, what I've learned, and I hope this is going to work, is that aphids and all the other bugs that decide that they're going to go attack your plants will be attracted to the yellow and get stuck to the honey and die. So I'm going to try this year, and hopefully this will work. And if it does, you'll be able to see it as well as I do, and we'll all know that it works. We'll both know. Yeah. Okay. Me, myself, and I, and all of my friends on YouTube. So all of us will learn something, whether it works or whether it doesn't work. Just saying. I'm really excited about this year's garden grow. I'm really excited about being able to share all of this with you. And I hope that you stick around and um, learn with me through either my mistakes or my successes. And we can all grow food that is going to be successful for all of us. Now, I live in a small space. Okay, I'm not in an apartment. I'm in a trailer park right now. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I mean, if we can make this happen here in a trailer park, then why can't we do it elsewhere? Whether you're in a apartment, whether you're in a trailer park, whether you're in a single home, whether you're on a homestead, or whether you're in just a yard and a house in the suburbs. Why not? Let's give this a try and see how well we do. I have a few ideas. I've learned a lot of stuff from YouTube, from different channels, and I'm going to give those channels a shout out because that's where I got a lot of this information from. But if you watch my channel, you'll see that I redid my garden beds this year. And I'm going to give a specific shout out to those channels that I learned this from. because they deserve the kudos for this, not me. Okay? So keep if you're gonna watch my channel, watch the series, and at the end of the series, uh, you can go and check it out. You don't have to believe me, but watch their channel and see what you can glean from them too. I really, really appreciate you guys sticking with me and staying with my channel. I know I talk with my hands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Way back in my family, there was somebody that was French, and they always talk with their hands. Eh, that's the way it is, eh? But no, don't believe that. Um, I'm being very facetious now. But I will give a huge shout out to those channels where I've learned this from because it's not coming from me. I've learned this from other channels on YouTube, and I thought, this makes sense. Let's give it a shot. So I will be your experimental um, video to watch if you don't trust any other YouTube channel. That's fine. Um, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a go and see. Maybe this works. Maybe this doesn't work. I mean, I learned the thing with the yellow solo cups from another YouTube channel, and I learned these garden bed redos from a different YouTube channel. And I want to give those people credit if this stuff works, because if it does, hey, we got to share the wealth. This is not just about um, getting notoriety and credit for yourself. This is this is about being able to pass on the knowledge that you have learned from other people. And this is what I'm all about. Love you guys. Let's do some exploration with this and see where it goes. And if I fail, I fail. If I am successful, I'm successful. But you know what? If I'm successful, you guys can learn from it too. Prep Rebel out.